Welcome to Profit Channels. This is my disclaimer. I am not a financial advisor and I don't give financial advice. Please consider this video entertainment. Today I am talking about Sunoco, SUN. They have a 6.7% dividend yield. The price to earnings ratio is a little higher than I normally like. They are in fuel distribution. A good portion of the closely held shares, 22.33%. Annually, they have net income. Quarterly, they've got net income. It's pretty steady. They operate mostly in the United States. And there is more debt than I would like to see. But annually, there is some cash flow, just steady as she goes. It says 6 analysts offering price forecasts from 18 to up 29, 30%. But if you look here, there's 7. 5 strong buys, 1 buy, and 1 hold. Versus the S&P 500, you can see that we are at this point of high volume here. So this seems like a strong point where it was both support up right here, and resistance. I'd like to see it be support. This is a weekly candle. So here is our monthly chart and this giant channel we're in with a really nice midpoint line. If I go to weekly, you can see we're bouncing off the 100 and the 50 and then the 100, and then we came down to the 200. And now we're in between all of them. But on a weekly, we've got a channel something like this. And it's got a fair midpoint line. So if it comes down to the channel, that would be ideal. But if we go into the daily chart, we've been running in a channel like this. Just kind of going top to bottom in here. So we're pretty close to the bottom. As far as the moving averages, we dropped down here below everything, bounced back up. Now we've been bouncing off of the 50, and then right here's the 50 and the 200, and here we're bouncing off the 100 and the 200, touch on the 50, and so we're trying to start moving up. So if we are moving up, these moving averages should group together, and when that happens, there's usually a move in one direction or another. If I go back to the weekly, and I do a fib retracement from the bottom to this top, you can see that this channel, the bottom of it's been 0.382 on the Fibonacci. We got almost back to the 0.5. You can see how these lines actually work out pretty good over time. Good zones, especially this bottom here. So it was resistance here, and then it was support. So we're bouncing off this 382. If I go into a shorter scale, let's go to the day, and I do a retracement from the bottom to the top. Sorry, I couldn't see it up here. Yeah, so the bottom to the top. We've gotten down to almost the 786, and now we're fighting with the 618, trying to get above that. You can see the 382 is a really nice line, so I do like that. If I do an extension from the bottom to the top and saying this is the bottom, the 236 is our point of control here, which we are below, and we've got some decent lines running across. If I were to look at this at a larger time frame, let's go weekly, going from this bottom to the top to this bottom. Again, you see our 236 is the point of control. 618 is our previous top. So these are good lines. So, I'd like to see a more positive weekly candle and more positive daily candle. But we can easily look at, 57, just a little over $57 here from 51. If I look at our parabolic SAR and super trend on the day, we have mixed signals. On the weekly, we also have mixed signals. On the weekly, our RSI is looking pretty bearish. Our MACD's pretty bearish, and our stochastic is trying to get back into oversold. On the day, we could have a lower or a higher low here on the RSI if we can get this to turn up. The same thing with the MACD, so some divergence. Yeah, but right now our stochastic is heading down. If I look at our RSI Bollinger Band strategy, we're inside the Bollinger Band. It is tapering together. Money flow index is poor. Squeeze momentum is bullish and not much of a trend. But when I go to the daily, we are now below the moving average. But money flow is coming up. Squeeze momentum is less bullish, but no trend yet. So perhaps we come down and then move up or do a full retracement. So back to this area here. But an interesting one to keep an eye on. The dividends are great. So if you like it, give me a thumbs up and subscribe, and I will talk to you later.